So what is the U.S. economy's secret sauce? How does it just keep, well, winning? That's the big mystery we're going to dig into in this video.
I mean, it feels like a familiar story, right? All the experts are predicting a slowdown, maybe even a recession, but the U.S. economy just seems to shrug it all off. What is actually going on here? Yeah, you can forget all that doom and gloom. The latest numbers are just, wow, a 3.8% real GDP growth rate. That's not just solid, that is blazing hot, especially coming off a weaker quarter right before.
You can almost picture it, right? Analysts all over Wall Street are scratching their heads, trying to figure this out. So in this video, we're going to play detective and look at the hidden forces that traditional models are just completely missing.
And that's really the core of the issue. A lot of the old forecasting models, they're kind of like using a map from 20 years ago to drive today. The roads have all changed. They're just not built to see what's really happening on the ground. Okay, so let's start digging in. First up, we're going right to the heart of the machine, the engine room of the economy, this absolutely incredible boom in productivity.
So what are we really talking about when we say labor productivity? Well, in simple terms, it's how much stuff we can make or how much we can do in an hour. It's all about efficiency. And right now, that efficiency is just going through the roof. And what's fueling this? It's not people working harder or longer hours. It's technology. It's a massive wave of investment into things like AI, a huge build-out of data centers, software. Basically, the entire foundation of the modern economy is getting a supercharged upgrade.
Okay, so productivity is a huge piece of the puzzle, but it's not the whole story. The other hero in this story, well, it's the American consumer. They've been incredibly resilient.
Even with higher interest rates and all the inflation talk, people just keep spending. And look where the money's going. It's not just stuff, it's services. People are traveling, going out, living their lives. And that spending is a huge, huge driver of growth.
All right, now this is where the math gets a little weird. The way GDP is calculated, it's kind of strange. When imports go up in one quarter, it actually pulls the GDP number down. But then, if imports fall back to normal the next quarter, it makes GDP look like it grew way more than it really did. It's a statistical swing that can really mess with the headlines.
So you can see how those trade numbers can create these wild, confusing swings. That's why, to get the real picture, we have to look past those noisy quarterly numbers and focus on something much bigger: investment. We're talking the long-term bets being placed on the future.
And we're not just talking about a little bit of spending here and there. This is a fundamental investment cycle. Think about it. Massive new AI infrastructure, brand new semiconductor plants being built right here in the US, and a huge push into renewable energy. This is literally building the economy of tomorrow, today.
So what does all this mean? Well, here's the really big takeaway. For a long time, economists thought the U.S. economy had a speed limit, like it could only grow so fast before it would cause runaway inflation. But all this investment in productivity and tech, it's like we've rebuilt the engine. The new speed limit is now believed to be over 2%, maybe even higher. That is a game changer. Okay, so the picture looks pretty rosy, but we have to be realistic. This isn't a fairy tale. There are always risks on the horizon, and it's super important we acknowledge those.
So what could go wrong? I mean, there are a few things here to keep an eye on. What happens if this AI investment frenzy slows down? Could credit get too tight and choke off growth? Or maybe, just maybe, consumers finally get tired of spending. These are the real headwinds we need to be watching out for.
But for now, at least, the U.S. is really in a league of its own. It's become the main engine, really the only engine, pulling the whole world's economy forward. When you put it all together, it's this powerful mix: a productivity boom, a consumer that just won't quit, and these massive investments in the future.
So, the secret formula isn't really a secret at all. The big question on everyone's mind is, how long can this winning streak last? And hey, if you're enjoying this deep dive, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us keep making more videos like this. Thanks for watching.